Radiating from the Lone Star State and stretching from coast to coast and border to border, this is OnRadio, the weekly download from your family of companies: CMS Wireless, Enertech, ET Tower, Legacy, and Mountain Wireless. Welcome to OnRadio.
Good morning and welcome to OnRadio. This is Jim Tracy and I'm back with you for another week. And we want to just thank you for joining us on radio. And we call it that. Now you know a little bit about the why. OnRadio is the podcast publication of Ontivity. And what is Ontivity? Actually, it's CMS Wireless in the Southwest. Those is our buddies in the Ozarks. Enertech in the South Central. Those are our friends in Texas. ET Tower in the Southern Rockies. Those are our pals in the mountains. Legacy up in the Northwest, our family along the 49th parallel. And Mountain Wireless in Colorado. Those are our brothers actually in ski country. Anyway, last week, Eric Chase informed us that something big would be happening at the Nate Show from Las Vegas. And wow, I got to tell you, I think he really delivered on that. I'm pretty sure that most of you enjoyed the new shirt and enjoyed the story of Ontivity from the show, and perhaps even the movie that our folks produced for our folks. But we wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive into the what and the why. What did we do with Ontivity? Why did we do it Ontivity? And remember that Eric promised to come back, and I am just so honored and happy to welcome him again to OnRadio. Help me greet Executive Chairman of Ontivity and founder of Enertech, Eric Chase. Welcome, Eric. How are you doing?
Good, Jim. I'm busy times out here, but I'm doing great. Thanks.
We had a busy week at a show. I kind of love that movie. Tell us about that. Tell us about the branding effort and things like that.
Well, it's been a busy week, obviously, and I know now the cat's out of the bag, so we can talk about it. But number one, how about that movie? I mean, that was great. I really enjoyed that. But, you know, more important, I guess, for our own company is the branding effort. And I think it's really paid off. I mean, I think that the effort that our team put into this branding is incredible. And I'm not sure anybody's ever changed the entire brand of their company right in the middle of a show and rebranded the whole show like we did. So hats off to everybody. We like to do things different, clearly, and we dang sure did it different this time. So it's been great. It's been a lot of work, and I think there's a lot of people that are happy that it's over and like to maybe take a nap, but what an event. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, the effort was to not only just help us be recognized, but to expand our influence. And we got a Nate show, and it's special and unusual. It allows us to meet a lot of folks while we're not standing out of sight in weather. Tell us about the show. What happened there that is memorable?
I don't know about memorable, but I'll tell you what's important is, number one, supporting the show and supporting Nate. That's what's most important. But second to that is getting our brand out in front of our customers in a better way. We've had a lot of meetings. We met with clients, met with vendors, had a lot of opportunity to really showcase our brand. For me, that's what's really important for us to come out of Nate, is that people know who we are and that we are Ontivity.
Part of the cool part about that is we put that commercial, that 5-minute movie of our own, out in front of the industry as a whole. And that was produced not only by our branding team, but all the voices on that were our tower technicians and our office folks and everybody. So every part of that 5-minute movie that we did was done by our branding team, but it was all just our own people doing it. It was pretty cool. It kind of showed us that we have a lot of capability and that we're kind of the thought leaders in the nation. And then the movie after that, it really focused on the career path of tower technicians. Can you give us some impressions of that film?
Well, first off, let me tell you that our team did an amazing job on that. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I had a little doubt, Jim, when you told me we could pull this off in-house. So hats off to the team, and you certainly proved me wrong. I mean, what a great job. I'm really shocked by it. Jim, I'm real proud of what we built. I mean, this company started in Justin's bedroom with one laptop that we shared between us at one point in time, right? So to see who we are now and what an influence we make on the industry, obviously it makes me really proud. And frankly, I think that everybody should be proud. I mean, we've built this company together, and you think about it, these stories and all these companies, they all sound the same. Your company and the stories about how you and Ryan started that business and why, and Jim Miller's company in the 80s. All these companies have such great, certainly not leaving out the rest of them. Every one of them has such a great story. So for me, yeah, I think everybody should be really proud of what we built. And there's such great stories. I mean, Benny Banda, who I've known since, my first days in the industry, received award from FCC Commissioner Carr, which is amazing to me, right? I mean, we've got great people and the industry recognizes them. And so I would almost say it's a little humbling, Jim, to a certain degree.
Yeah, and it's so cool to watch. And you brought it up first, so I'm going to just kind of parlay off that. All five of these companies really started with two people who wanted to do something better. And that really is one of the differentiators of our entire Ontivity family, isn't it?
That's what's different about us, I think, is the stories are all the same. Jim, your story about, telling Ryan, saying basically, look, if we're going to do this, then we're going to do it right. It's exactly the same story that I think that, Justin and I said when we started our business, which was, we're not going to do it the way these other guys are doing it. We're going to do it right. We're going to hire the right people, and we're going to train the right way. We're going to put the right equipment in the field. And that's what we committed to. And it hasn't been without bumps and bruises, as you well know. That commitment to doing it different, doing it right is what I think separates all of our entities from the others. And as we continue to grow and partner with new businesses, Jim, I mean, as you and I know, of being a part of the acquisition team, and we've got a couple of very key questions that we ask ourselves right out of the gate as we're looking at partnering with a company. And the first one is, as we know, is we don't work with jerks, right? But once we get past that one, there's a lot of nice people that I still may not want to partner with. And the next part is do they embrace the same values that we embrace? And if they don't, I mean, it's a pretty quick see you later as far as I'm concerned. And Jim, as you know, I mean, we look at a lot of opportunities, and it typically, we can be through the initial yes or no, go, no-go phase in maybe 30, 45 seconds sometimes, and so it really is what separates, I think, us from the rest of the industry, Jim.
Yeah, for sure. And then, it was cool because we saw on screen what we've witnessed in person. People have built an entire career, and Benny was a great example of this. When he received that award from Carr, it was just, like you say, it was humbling. And it's so awesome. We're so proud of Benny and the entire team. And then we got to watch as Intertech Holdings became Ontivity. So let's talk about what happened. And when you boil it down, what was the first best reason for a rebrand?
Number one, it's fun, I would say. But no, the reality is I think that we recognized that there was a little bit of brand confusion in the market with Intertech Resources being the platform company that started putting these companies together. We became Intertech Holdings. It's difficult, I think, to have one of your operating companies share the same name as the holding company. And the holding company's matured, frankly, Jim. I mean, the holding company now does a lot of stuff. It's not just this entity that owns the shares of these companies. It became, I think, important for us to give each of our entities their own brand that they can use and that they can build brand recognition with. Let the holding company a little bit get out of the way of that. But at the same time, Ontivity is a brand too. That is our ultimate brand. That is, the company needed to be able to build its own recognition in the industry as well. So I think a lot of it had to do with just helping clear up some confusion, frankly. And not to mention, it's a really cool name.
Yeah. So one of the things that we focused on at the show was this notion that local connections deliver national solutions. What does that mean when you boil it down?
Jim, if you think about our strategy on how we partner with companies around the country, the first thing you do is you find companies that are number one in their space. They're number one in their market. The customers are dependent upon them to a certain degree, which is what you want, right? You want your customer to need you. That's key. Those are relationships that are incredibly important. But at the same time, as we think about Ontivity and being a national company, we also want to be able to solve problems for our customers on a national basis as well. We used to call it, Jim, if you recall, we would say we like to play big ball and small ball, which basically meant that, we want to be able to be big enough and important enough to be able to sit at a national discussion to talk with one of our clients about a national solution. But at the same time, We want, our project managers and people that are in the field that have relationships with the local clients to have a strong local connection to where that when that customer wakes up today and needs something solved, that he knows to call whatever our guy is that has that local relationship. So it really just is another way of saying the same thing we've been saying all along, which is that we have strong brand recognition and strong relationships that are local in the markets, and we value those greatly, and we don't want to do anything to ever harm those. But at the same time, we also have size and scale that allows us to work with our clients on national level solutions. It really is exactly what it says, to be quite frank.
And the other thing that we've come up to talk to our people kind of internally, it started out as an internal message, but we started saying, hey, we're better together. And what does that mean to you?
I think it just reflects the strength of the combined entities. Every one of our entities has unique strengths. I mean, frankly, some of us have unique weaknesses, I would say. And so being, connected like we are, we're able to help each other out. You think about Mountain Wireless, for example, they're our latest partner to come on with us. I mean, they have an incredible ability to perform DAS work. And it's a strength that certainly all of our entities have, but not to the level that Mountain Wireless has. So by adding Mountain Wireless to our family of companies, they strengthen the entire organization's ability to perform DAS work nationally. Each of these companies has their unique capabilities. Intertech has a strong engineering team, which we are able to leverage across the other entities. And we've got ET Tower, and those guys are masters at microwave work. And goodness knows, in my early years, I messed up enough microwave work to know that we needed to add an expert. CMS has a lot of utility experience, legacy with the generator division. I mean, you think about that every time we add on one of these, a new family member company, if they bring a new expertise, we can take that expertise and leverage it across all of the entities. So at least from a commercial perspective, that's what better together means. But there's also other components, right? I mean, safety. We are able to leverage that much more safety experience across all of these entities. If you live in Colorado, I think, case in point is, Jim, is we had somebody move from Gig Harbor to New Braunfels. And so they were a legacy employee. And as you know, they needed to relocate to Texas. They were able to do that. There's just endless reasons that we're better together.
All right. Well, everyone's really at the top of their field in something, but as Ontivity, we have that one person. It doesn't matter what part of the industry. We've got experts at every level who will help you. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is cool. And I think at the forefront of that, we have experts on safety.
Yeah. Differences make us better together. Our commitment to safety and quality set us apart, and our local connections drive national solutions. These sound like themes from our movie. Did they come from there?
I think that those are what the movie was built on, frankly, Jim. I mean, if you want to get right down to it, everything you just said, those are just the facts as far as I see it. And I think the movie is built on the facts. The facts aren't built on the movie. So as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that the movie does is tell the world what we already know is true.
That's really cool. Well, Eric, you sure delivered on your promise of delivering something big. Now we know what it is. It's Ontivity. Anything we should be looking out for next?
I hope not. I hope not too much. How about let's just go to work and let's have a great year and be safe and everybody stay COVID free and adhere to our core value, that safety is our core value, 100% tie off, and let's deliver some great sites for our clients this year and have a great 2022.
Yeah, well, thanks for stopping by on radio, Eric. We appreciate you carving out some time for us. You're always welcome, obviously, back to that Blue Yeti microphone.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Talk soon.
All right. Let's talk again next Thursday, folks. Until then, let's all choose safety today. This is Jim, and I am out.
Thanks for tuning in to OnRadio. Be sure to invite your friends and family to listen in and follow our companies on social media. And always remember, safety is our core value.